morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our morning talk here at Formnext 2021. It's day 3 of the show, and as you already know, I have dear guests here on stage every morning. And to start with, I would like to introduce my guests to you first. On the far right, Sascha Wenzler, Vice President of Formnext. Welcome here on stage, Sascha.
Good morning, Guido.
Then Douglas Woods, President of the Association for Manufacturing Technology, AMT. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning as well, Konstantin von Vieregge, President and CEO of Messe, Frankfurt, USA.
Good morning.
And last but not least, good morning to you as well, Kline, President of Gardner Business Media.
Morning.
Good morning. We are talking about Formnext, of course, and we are talking about the international situation that we have here, because frankly speaking, when I came to Frankfurt, I didn't really expect to be all of the world coming here together in Frankfurt. But in fact, almost the whole world is here. So, Sascha, are you happy about the international setup of the audience and the exhibitors here?
Guido, telling only to be happy is really very underestimating the situation. It's purely overwhelming what you can feel and what you can hear and what you can experience in the halls the last days. You know, I make it very short. The additive manufacturing community worldwide, the AM family, is live back on stage here.
Mm-hmm. Douglas, what is your impression? You had the opportunity to talk to your colleagues, to exhibitors, to visitors. What is the mood in this year 2021, which indeed is a special year?
No question. I think everyone's really excited to be back. You want to be around your friends, your colleagues. You want to see exciting technology. And I've been to several shows through the fall, and I got to tell you, all over the world, I've been to several already. This has been the most dynamic by a long shot. It is fantastic. It's the technology. It's kind of just the way that people connect to Formnext as the event in the technology space, and people just really do want to get out and see the new technology. It's fantastic.
And you can see that in the faces of the exhibitors, Konstantin, and as well of the audience here. They seem to be not only happy to meet each other again, but there is a lot of money in the aisles, right? So people are preparing business. There are signing contracts, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we always say that the best way to do business is face-to-face. And obviously over the last 2 years, we found some businesses had to look at new ways, and everybody realized you cannot replace face-to-face interaction. I mean, we had a couple of other shows already, and it's the same picture everywhere. Businesses are people, and people do business with each other, and so you cannot replace face-to-face interaction. And I think it shows it here again once more how important those kind of gatherings are.
Mm-hmm. Rick, the industries had to learn the hard way that communication is not as easy if fairs, for example, do not take place. So we learned that for 1.5 years now with digital alternatives, so to say. But I think that is much better, right?
Yeah, the digital alternatives have their place, and certainly they met the necessity of the time, but being live and in person, there's nothing like it. And I think that having it been 2 years since there was a live Formnext, the pace of change in this industry in particular is so fast that there's a big void when you don't have a live event for such a long period of time with the kind of prominence of Formnext.
Yesterday I had the opportunity to talk to some of the experts here, and I asked them, amongst us, where is the place to be in additive manufacturing? So where is the melting pot for this technology? And of course the Germans said, well, it's in Germany or in Europe, and the Americans said, no, it's in America. So where is it, Sascha? Where is the melting pot for additive manufacturing?
Yeah, you certainly have not one of, let's say, the melting pot. But there are really different levels of importance for additive manufacturing, for the community, for the manufacturers, for the users. And definitely it's Europe with Germany, and on the other side of the Atlantic, it's definitely the US. And we have some really emerging places. When you have a look, for example, at Eastern Europe, or in Asia and in China. But also to put it in a nutshell, the two, I think, most important and relevant regions right now at the moment are the US and transatlantic Europe and Germany.
Douglas, do you share this opinion?
Yeah, I think you actually posed the question the correct way. You use the word melting pot. And I think the reality in this space is, and as Sascha pointed out, clearly here in Europe with Germany, the United States, whether it be in the Bay Area of things that are going on in Silicon Valley and the interest in, the tech-savvy group kind of getting into this space, or the industrial base and manufacturing, seeing it as a key solution. Those two, and kind of bringing us together, melting pot of, hey, you share those technology at the end of the day. So I don't think there's just one spot. I think it's a bunch of bright people getting together and sharing ideas that's actually driving this entire space.
But I think the traveling restrictions this year that avoid that, for example, our friends from Asia are present to a higher extent here. It's a pity, of course, because we always love to have them here with us, but there are very few this year. Anyway, is the melting pot not in Asia? Is it in North America and Europe?
The technological development seems to be really accelerating in Europe and in the US, and the amount of investment dollars that's going into the market in the United States. You just see how many new companies are here at Formnext this year, and I'm sure when we're here a year from now, there will be many more. So they are really the two central points of advancement in additive right now.
Yeah, Konstantin, yesterday I've been talking to an investor, a startup investor, and he told me that the big money in the market is available in only two places in the world, which is USA and in Germany. Germany, Austria, Switzerland, right? So that is a decision-taking fact, right, where the money is.
Absolutely, and the US is still one of the strongest places when funding is considered. So absolutely, we see this in all of the other industries as well, is that the US is very, very strong buying companies and putting money in the industries, and then I think that's traditionally what the US was always strong.
Hearing all that, it only makes sense to join forces between those two markets, and it sounds like it's by lucky chance that we're talking about that. But no, it is a bit prepared. So, Sascha, what are we talking about this morning?
Yeah, it's really a bit prepared, and it was a longer way of preparation and a lot of brain inside what we talked today. It started a little bit on Monday, with the Transatlantic Standards Forum, but today we really have a highlight. Because as we experience here on the show floor, Guido, additive manufacturing as a technology became very, very mature as a serious manufacturing technology. And the same development experienced Formnext as its showcase. And within the Messe Frankfurt group, and we as Messago, we are within Messe Frankfurt group, we have a strategy, which means that we localize concepts, trade fair concepts, to highly important markets. So there's a logic behind what we hear today and what we do today. We already started with certain events, for example, in Japan, in China, in Russia. But there are more really interesting regions, like we learned, and the important region is the US. We are having here today as our guests, and therefore it's really our pleasure, and that's the highlight we want to put in the center of this morning talk today and towards the community. The highlight is that we will launch together in a partnership a Formnext USA Chicago in 2025. And this is a starting point at the US market, but up until then, we also decided together that it's important to already be present with the Formnext spirit in the next years. So there are some steps in between. We marked them on our milestone graphic, and with the forum, we put a lot of content inside. So we will transport this industrial Formnext message in the next years to the US, highlighted by the launch of our show.
That sounds great. This is great news, and that is a little bit the reason why we have so many journalists this morning here. I thought they would be here for me, but it's not true. So we have not only the announcement, but we have some signatures to build up this bridge, Germany, USA, and I'm very proud that you will do the signature this morning here on this stage. And I would like to ask you and call you to the table, to the desk, ladies and gentlemen. And I would also like to ask Petra Harburger, President of Messe Frankfurt, on stage with an applause. And and the contracts are prepared, the pens are prepared. So, ladies and gentlemen,
We start.
yeah, please, we start.
Too.
And maybe a short message for our photographers and journalists here. There will be the opportunity for you to take some photos after that. So, no stress. All right, we are done. Congratulations. Congratulations for that strong partnership. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here this morning. Have a nice day here at Formnext, and see you soon. Bye-bye.